Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a pick a card reading for March. I don't know. Which should the theme be? I'm having whoa. Yeah. I said which should the theme be? Love. Okay. So the theme should be love. Thank you, the Soul's Journey Tarot. So we're going to do a love reading, and it's going to be, why haven't you found love yet? I'm just coming straight for your necks. Anyways, guys, I just got back from a psychic convention, so I'm very fashion nova'd out. Don't buy fast fashion, kids. Um, but thank you for being here on my channel. I'm gonna try to upload this. I'm going to upload this video. You guys, it's been a whole mission. It's been a whole mission to do these videos. So, I'm feeling very organized for some reason. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose 3 cards here. So it's going to be a pick a card, pick 1, pick 2, pick 3. Timestamps will be down below. And for this, what I want you to do is just kind of like, I'm going to show you the card. I want you to feel the energy of it. I'm not going to show you what's on the back of it. And then I'm going to lay out 13 cards for each pile. Actually, we're going to have 4 piles. Ooh, I'm feeling spicy. Alright guys, we're going to have 4 piles. This is going to be the energy for the first pile. So take a look in a book. Figure out if this is what you want. You want it? You want it? Are you feeling it? Let me show it to you one more time. You can't see it, but can you feel it? Okay, that'll be for pile 1. I'm going to pick your 13 cards. Why haven't you found the one? Allegedly, quote unquote, there is no one, you guys. There is many. There is one if you want it to be one. So I'm going to pick 13 cards for you. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh God, I hope I'm not showing them to you. I hope it's going too fast. 10, 11, 12, 13. Now, I was kind of shuffling with the deck. So, alright, here's pile number 2. So if you feel drawn to this energy, sometimes I go into the timestamps and just click what I want when I do my own pick of cards. I'm going to read reversals. So does this appeal to you? Do you like what you see, huh? Are you liking it? Do you wish to have this card? And so I'm gonna pick 13 cards now. Whoa, whoa, chill the hell out. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cards came flying out. I don't want y'all to see it. And 13. You guys are a very excited pile. Okay, and pile number 3. This is you. For some reason, you already came all together. Like this flipped into my deck. Oh, wait, that was for you guys. Wait, nope. Now this is pile 3. Pile 3, this is you. Pile 2, because you wanted to act a boogaboo. No, I'm just joking. I don't know what that means. So this is going to be pile 3, because this card flipped in, and then now I just have these. So it's going to be, make sure there's enough cards. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Exactly the amount of cards. You can't make spirit up sometimes, you guys. Pile number 4. Do you like it? Do you like it? Do you want it? Anybody buying for number 4? You guys, number 4. She's a good one. She's a goodie. She's a baddie but a goodie. Okay. And for some reason, I'm giving you 2 cards. Pile 4. Wow. When I looked at those, my goodness. You can't make spirit up sometimes, I'm telling you. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You get an extra card, 14. Are you guys gonna be my pet during this reading? Okay. So let me write this timestamp down. You can't make this shit up. Like, honestly, sometimes when I read, I'm like, you can't make this stuff up. You can't. Sometimes the synchronicities are too damn much. And I'm very happy. So keep in mind, I want to mention this. So the title of this reading is Why Haven't I Found Love? Why haven't I found the one? I'm going to call it the one. Yeah. I don't know. Why haven't I found love? Okay. So it's going to be called Why Haven't I Found Love slash, whatever love means to you. And we're going to start. So I got to give a spiel. So first of all, my name is Nomi or Omi, however you want to call it. And I've been reading tarot for a long time. I've learned tarot a long time ago. I just decided to start sharing my talents with YouTube. If you guys want to reach me and get to know me, go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Nomitarot, Nomitarot. And on there, you can DM me about private sessions. My specialization is in giving you exactly what Spirit wants you to hear. So I don't specialize in like predictive. I don't sit there and tell you 10, 30 things about yourself that you already knew. I go straight to source, and source tells me exactly what they want me to hear. Keep in mind, you might be triggered. Oh, you might be triggered. Oh my goodness, I'm getting triggered right now. No. You might be triggered by some of this information because a lot of this information is coming straight from source, and some of my messages are going to hit you wapow right where it hurts because those are going to be your wounds. Let's go ahead and get started. We're at number 1, pile number 1. Your soul journeys deck card is happiness, and I'm going to read it to you. I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. So the reason you haven't found the right person is because you're already on the path to find that person or people. I don't judge. So whatever journey you're already on it, and spirit is I'm guessing before I even go into your tarot cards that spirit is asking you to be happy with what you have. We're gonna get a lot of messages, guys, so be ready. Understand? I'm gonna throw a lot of information at you. Okay, so yeah, right now you're not happy. You're in this reversed 5 of Cups. I mean 5 of Swords. And in here, it's labeled defeat. There's a Baphomet in it. You're trapped by your idea that that it's like you've already kind of given up on love. This is my pile that's already given up on love. Um, and you're just you're on this road. I see you on this road, and it's dark and scary, and you're kind of wondering why you even chose to go down this road. So there's a lot of I see in here a lot of you thinking that you somehow went wrong in life and that this is why you don't have a person or a love, or why you're so kind of lonely. The reverse high priestess, you don't see the spiritual benefit in walking alone. You're not seeing the bigger picture of everything that's happening on here. You're very, very afraid that you're going to end up as a single person. I fear, oh my goodness, I feel a lot of fear in this reading. So this is like my person who's scared because you're sitting there thinking to yourself, has too much time gone by? Have I been defeated? Have I lost in love? Is there any possibility for me to find anything? You're maybe thinking that you're too old. You're maybe thinking that there's a lot of self-doubt, like you're thinking that you're not good enough for anybody. Futility, 7 of Swords. This is you stealing your own happiness because you feel deep inside you're like it's not worth it, it's not worth it, it's not worth it. And the reason that you feel this way is because actually what you do want very much, you're in denial about your feelings about love. So you refuse to open up again, and we have that reflected again with the moon card. I'm going to go into this one right now. You're hiding from yourself also with the high priestess in reverse. It's like you're hiding from your true feelings. You're hiding from the this is what I'm hearing, the avalanche of emotion that is love, because you experience love as something ground shaking, ground breaking. For you, love is always disastrous. It always involves coming out of your comfort zone. Love for you has always knocked you off your feet. And I'm going to write that down. Just so I can remember when you guys are in the comments, I can remember what you did. Love for you has always knocked you off your feet. Off your feet. Off balance. For you, love is all for you. There's a lack of emotional control here that you haven't developed in life. Yeah. There's a lack of emotional stability. And you guys, there's nothing wrong with that. It just means it's something for you to work on. A lot of us have a lack of emotional stability because we are raised in environments that aren't conducive. We have relationships that don't help us. We have mental health things that don't help us. But you are terrified. I see a person who is terrified of emotions, again, because every experience that you've had where you've fallen in love has resulted in disaster. Okay. And so the universe is like, oof, okay, girl. Let me get the message. So I feel you are like, you're very much, I can be alone, I can do anything alone. You're very Miss or Mr. Independent, Mrs. or Mrs. Mr. Mr. Miss or Mr. Independent. But secretly behind all of that, you're very, very worried about your love life. And because you don't admit it, you do not have the strength to face it. You're defensive as well. You're defensive against love and people coming in. You think that you can be happy all on your own, but you won't be, because it'll always lead back to disappointment. Meaning every time you think you're alone and you're happy and you're like, I'm good being single. Oh, I'm fine being single. I love going out to party on my own. I don't need anybody. Unlike these other, I don't need anybody. And then it gets worse the more you deny it. And then we have a lot of 7 energy. 7 house. Seventh house. Seventh house is all about partnerships, Libra balance of elements. You're lacking that balance. 7 of cups. These are the poisoned cups, debauchery, disappointment, and debauchery. Because again, you think you could be a little player. And look at that. 3 of cups in reverse. You think you can be a player emotionally. You think that this makes you happy. You're trying to go to a 2 of cups. You're trying to have a stable relationships with people, but there's that part of you have to. So I'm not even going to pull more cards. I was thinking about pulling a card like as an advice, but here's my advice. You need to understand, and I'm very I'm being a little bit like with you because you need it. So you have to decide as a person, as a human, like you have to decide, what do I want in life? There's no use in hiding that you want love. It will only lead to disappointment. And again, you have this Baphomet. Yeah, you have this pentagram energy reflected a lot. 1, 2, and it's somewhere in here again, 3 or 4 times. And that's symbolic also of the 3D reality. So in the 3D reality, you're not happy. If you were to listen to your body, and listen to your complaints and your fears, you would hear the voice of a person who says, I'm not happy being single. I'm not happy being this socially isolated. I want to have an experience where my emotions are respected and loved, because I have the feeling for you, pile one, that your emotions have never ever been respected in any types of relationships. Like, you're always the person who feels like you've been done wrong by love. Now I do want to pull a card for you. So I want to pull 3 cards. I'm gonna pull all advice. Look at this again. The longer you try the longer you try to move away from blending your energies with other people, the more you will suffer, because that's all it's gonna lead you to. This is who you want to be. And for you, and you know what, pile one, you're giving me, like I said, Mr. and Mrs. Independent vibes. It's like there's nothing wrong with you. You're not missing anything. You're not too ugly. There's no such thing in love. You're not too broke. You're not, it's nothing like that. It's not that you're not waiting for the right person. You will meet the right person when you decide that you want a person. And you can say that you want a person, but if the next day you say, well, I'm fine on my own and I don't need anybody, you just created an obstacle and a barrier for yourself. So I would really encourage you, pile one, to listen to a lot of law of attraction on how to attract a mate, because I feel from you very conflicting energies. Like, you, I'm sorry, but I see someone who desperately wants love, who won't admit it, who just feels like, you know, I'm good on my own. And here's the thing, if you're happy on your own, I first of all, I don't think you would be watching this, because it's literally titled, Why Haven't I Found Love? Meaning you're searching for love. This happiness that you put on that's very fake, you need to stop. You need to say, it's not about saying like I'm depressed without a person, because that can get into codependent territory. But it is about saying, I would like a person, and sticking to your guns. Meaning, if you say today, I want to experience a healthy love relationship, tomorrow when a man or a woman does something that scares you, that triggers you, that makes you want to run away, you can't go back to saying, I don't want to deal with it. And sometimes we say those things subconsciously, but I really feel that you want a partner. That's why you're here. That's why you're listening. Be open to what I'm telling you. Be open to understanding that you have to allow a space for someone to come in. Like, I literally feel like if someone were standing next to you, pile one, like you would be doing this. Like, if someone's standing right here, you would be shying away and pulling away. And I feel the left side of your body in particular is very closed off energetically. So if I were you, see, like, I'm getting chills on the left side of my body, and it's like fear chills though. Like, I'm just like, oh my god, oh my god, I don't want anybody to come close to me, I don't want anybody to look at me. This can be remedied a little bit by magic. So start putting love things on the left side of your body. Start facing doors with the left side of your body, facing windows with the left side of your body, to like bring in like air energy to that will bring change and different people. And oh, I want to throw up. Like, this is how serious your fear of people approaching you is. Um and so start envisioning that all good things come to you from the left side of your body. Because there's some deep trauma here. This goes beyond, this goes beyond, let me look at this and see her left side. Yeah, you really need to transform that energy. And this goes beyond like a silly thing. I feel like you really perhaps have received like blows on your left side of your body, like someone literally attacked you at some point from the left side of your body, or because there's so much tension here that I'm feeling like really bad, that I don't feel, that's not my pain, that's your pain, that I'm channeling. And it's very specific to neck and shoulder too. So maybe someone grabbed you one time or assaulted you one time from the left side, or has left a scar somewhere, or you have some sort of thing on this left side of your body. And because for some reason the right side of you is ready for a partner, but the left side isn't. And it could just be also like when you're balancing energy, one side of our body sometimes cannot flow the same way. So I would say, like, it's like spirit is asking you to do this, and like kind of like how DNA is two people's DNA come together, it forms two strands, right? And it does this pattern. It's like that's what the energy in your body needs to start doing. So I want you to envision a lot of like the snake, the Kundalini snake, coming, you know, exiting through your crown chakra. But as it's going up, I want you to imagine that it's balancing all your body. And what you're going to feel is like it pulls in one side and then it like cracks you this way and cracks you that way. And like, and you move like a snake because it's going through your body and like adjusting everything. And I think that would really help you. There's something really serious on this side. Or you could also do Reiki, and you could like place your hand wherever you feel that tension really bad. You can place, you hear my neck crack, you can place your hands there and you have to ask your body, why is it that you feel this way? Because like I said, there's an element of body like dysmorphia, discomfort, body trauma in this reading. Okay, guys. So I am gonna move on, because if I don't stop, I will go on forever, because there's a lot to say about this trauma that's very specific to this group. Um, oh gosh, like it's really bad. It's acting up so bad on me. Um, but yes, really, guys, good luck with that, and remember that like whatever's happened to you in your past, you have a new choice to make a better option. Like if I were to tell you guys my life story, a lot of people just wouldn't believe it. So there's always room for improvement, and we get one life that we're conscious of. The rest of them, I don't know if we're conscious of them. So you have to do every day truly what makes you happy. And I want to say that this also represents that balancing, and it's very obviously like heart chakra centered. So, you know, there's just a sorrow in you that I hope that you can heal. Is all I want to say. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. If you want a private reading, you can contact me, nomitarot@gmail.com. Is it nomitarot@gmail.com? Or is it omitarot@gmail.com? I will figure out my own email and put it down below, because I can't remember now if I have two different names. But please, Instagram is like the easiest way to DM me and just and just kind of like get information from me on how I can do a reading for you. Keeping in mind that I read directly from spirit, and you might not always feel ready for you're always ready, but you might not always know that you're ready for the information that I'm going to give you. Thank you so much. Pile 1, I'm moving on to pile 2. Okay, pile 2. My switcheroo. I switcherooed your cards, but this is the reading for you. This is the right reading for you. Trust me. Something happened in the mix. Spirit came through and said, we's not going to do it. And here's the card for you. It's Judgment, and I'm going to go ahead and read that to you. I understand that everyone has their own unique paths and challenges. I'm getting a little bit of definitely heavy air energy, heavy mental energy right now. Before we get into the tarot, I'm going to keep reading on this. So it's like you might have problems with your judgment and perception of others, and that is why you're single. Meaning either you don't trust your own judgment, or you're overly judgmental and very uptight kind of person. But we're going to get into this tarot and see. So again, we have more air energy. the sixth, science. So you're a very critical person. You're always examining people, and you do it from a detached perspective because you think that by doing this, you can turn around your bad luck that you've had in love. So you're one of those people that thinks, I don't know if I should say you're one of those people, because is that offensive to some people? Let me know down below, because it kind of sounds like one of those people. So, okay, so let me find a different phrase. So it might be that the reason that you're looking at, I can't say that because it's not what I mean. So you might be one of those people that believes that this is like a little bit of over cautiousness. You believe maybe that by remaining detached from love, you can sort of spin this wheel of fortune back in your favor. Because if you're here, I'm assuming it's because you haven't done great. So you think that you can, I feel like a very Libra energy. Like it's like you study people, you study your partner, and you feel that through doing that, you can sort of like play the perfect partner. I get this a lot from you. Yeah, you feel like you can play the perfect partner. You almost feel like you can lay a trap for people in which they will worship you and adore you. Okay. I'm not showing you the cards yet because I'm trying to get that message. I didn't want to say it, child. Okay, I'm gonna say it. I get player energy from you. Usually, I read about the players. I don't usually read for the players. So, welcome, player. Welcome to the table. I get a little bit of thoughty energy, a little bit of, you give people the runaround, the scorpionic energy. So, like, you're using love and sex to kind of build something for yourself, but the other person is not really getting a lot, because I get this cruelty card, Nine of Swords, and I don't think that this is you. I think this is what you're doing to other people. Reverse Hangman, because you're impatient for love. Yeah, oh God, yes, heavy Scorpio energy. So it's like you manipulate people into loving you by calculation, because you are not willing really to wait for another person. Like, you're the type of person who doesn't like to take a gamble. You kind of feel like you know what love is. So I'm gonna write some notes just for myself, so that when people comment, I can know what they're doing. So when people comment and they say like, "Oh, I picked pile 1 or 2," I know what the hell they're talking about, because I leave those comments and I'm like, does the tarot reader even remember? Sometimes tarot readers do so many readings. Okay, so you feel like you know what love is, and to you, it's not a gamble. You kind of know how to push people's buttons. You can be a very seductive person, but I don't get seductive energy. Like, I don't get like a Venusian quality necessarily to your seduction. Like I said, that's why I get very scorpionic energy. Like, it's like instead of wooing people in with like candies and flowers, you're like, "Oh, I know what people want." And there's a cynicism to you, pile 2. There's a cynicism to the way that you approach love, because, and I know you're getting angry right now. I hope you're not. Please don't be mad. Your soul needed to hear this. Okay, your soul needed to hear this. And I'm looking at you right now because your soul needed to hear it. So it's like you feel okay. So I said, you know what love is, and you know that it's not a game. You're not a betting person. What it is like, you feel that people can be manipulated into love, and because you've seen this so many times, there's a part of you that's very cynical on whether people really love you or not, because you're saying, how can a person who I could manipulate into liking me, I can't respect that person, number one, and number two, if that's all it takes, if if this has been a calculated game of chess and I've trapped this person into loving me, then how will I ever know that their love is real? And so that's why you have this hangman. This is the major arcana is the devil and the hangman. You keep trying to trap people into it because you're not willing to wait for love to come to you. I sense like childhood insecurities around love here in this pile, because that's kind of like why people would do this. You know, there's a fear. For you, love has always been a power struggle. So I'm saying again, Scorpio energy. For you, love is a power struggle, and you want to win this power struggle. So you take a detached, cool as a cucumber approach. You have a lot of people who give you love, and you don't appreciate it because you have so many people. Again, I'm sorry, pile two, but your love leads to ruin. You are a heartbreaker. Your love leads other people to desperation. Look at this. There's a heart in here. This is built upon the Three of Swords. There's a heartbreak built into this card. Ruin, mental anguish, suffering. You offer people stability that you don't have, that you can't give, because you don't value the emotions that they're sharing with you. When people try to give you their love, you don't appreciate it and you don't value it, because like I said, this is very unevolved type of Scorpio energy. You don't have to be a Scorpio. You can have scorpionic influences in your chart. You can have scorpionic ways of approaching love without having, Scorpio in your chart. Scorpio, also like Cancer energy, also Pisces energy here. It's like you might be a person with a water sun and a air moon. So your two sides are always at odds. There's a side of you that's like, that makes for a deadly combination in terms of manipulation. So again, your love leads people to despair, to heartbreak, and I'm sorry, but that's just what it is. Again, Cancer energy, but reverse sun. And why is the sun reversed? Because of the power struggles. Because you try to win people over with power. There was a lot of Capricorn energy in here. Like, I feel like for you, love is pain, and you feel that others have to suffer for you, and that if they don't, then they don't really love you. And yet at the same time, when you find people so easy to manipulate, it's a double-edged sword with you, pile two. Basically, when you manipulate someone into loving you, you enjoy it for a short amount of time, and then you're like, well, they didn't really love me because I did that. You're like, I did that. All of the love that person feels for me, I did that. I created that in them. They don't actually love me because they don't know who I am. I've built a perfect a character for this person. So how can they love me? So how can they love me? And you go back and forth all the time, these two thoughts. How can they love me? Then when you can't manipulate someone, I feel like you feel out of control, because you want that control over the person. You feel out of control when you can't control this person. One last advice card. You have the star card, guys. Okay. Okay. I'm letting it chill because I know I kind of went in on you. So I'm kind of just letting you like relax and kind of take in what I said. It's nothing bad. Meaning, you asked the question. You asked me why you don't have love. I'm telling you. Because you didn't want it. When you manipulate something from someone, it's not because you want it, it's because you need it. So there's a neediness inside of you. Whatever that need is for, if it's for power, if it's for lust, if it's for games that you just like to play because you're bored. There was something there. Okay? And now a judgment has been made on your life. And you're going to start running into people who defy these rules. You're going to start running into people who go left when you told them to go right. And then it's going to make you realize, I feel like this divine energy is going to make you realize, like, you see how he's holding a spinning wheel of fortune? Sorry, guys, let me see. Right? You see it? What that means is that you're going to realize, like, you're not really in control, that there's an element of destiny to everything, that you actually don't have as much control over those people as you thought you did, because if you did, you wouldn't be single right now. Ha. Okay. If you did, you wouldn't be single right now and asking why you haven't found true love. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you had as much control, there's nothing wrong with being a good flirt. There's nothing wrong. You are the one who has to learn when to hold them and when to fold them. You are the one that has to learn when to put a stop to things. You know, in the past, I don't really do it anymore, but I used to have very flirtatious energy. And it got me into trouble somehow, sometimes, you know. But and I also had that mindset, like, I can control anybody, I can manipulate anybody. And the truth is that to some extent, we're always manipulating people. I'm manipulating you right now, you're manipulating someone else right now. Everybody is manipulating people. Manipulation is not necessarily a bad thing, and people have way more control over things than you realize. And I think, before I go into these cards, and I think that you're going to start to see that, and you're going to start to have experiences in life that show you that it's not that serious what you're doing. It's really not like, you're not a god just because you can get people to feel a certain way for a certain time. And you're going to realize that those people who had experiences with you were meant to have that experience with you. That's why I says, I understand that everyone has their own unique paths and challenges. Now, there's also an element here, like, you need to turn all that energy that you put into examining other people into examining yourself. There has to be a lot of self-reflection that happens with this pile. And I just want to give you the good news before you go. You have the victory card. You have the celebration. You have, like, a feeling of like a renewed sense of balance too. This is a Leo card. Leos are very regal. Leos, as self-centered as they can be, they're very heart-centered people, meaning they always think of others, because that's what a king does, is watch out for its people, its subjects. And just because, see, this is what you have to understand. Just because you appear to be in a position of power doesn't actually mean that you have that much power. So a king believes that they have power over people because they have a certain authority, but at the end of the day, the people are in a voluntary agreement, sometimes involuntary agreement. The people are in an agreement with the king, and the king is in an agreement with the people. So there's a balance there. And you kind of have to come to that balance, because I feel like you're a more dominant energy. You have to come into that balance of understanding that just because you're a dominant energy doesn't mean that you rule anything, as a matter of fact, in the grand scheme of things. And I think what's going to happen for you in love later on is that you're going to feel wrapped up, like your love is going to come in a very specific, very they're the same color. I love it. They're similar shades of purple. I don't know if you could tell. When your love comes into your life, it's going to come in this very destined way that is going to remove all this power that you thought you had over people, because you're going to get so sucked into this love, and it's going to be so quick, and it's just going to happen so intensely that you're going to forget to manipulate this person, and then you're going to feel like you're being manipulated. Even though I don't see that the person is going to be that way, it's just going to be your perception of things. Um, and you're going to be really shocked when you find into that. You're going to like it, pile two. You're going to like letting go. You're going to like free flowing. Like, I hear that a lot for you. It's like, you have to flow. You have to flow. You can't do this anymore. You can't sit there and hold tight anymore because it's not working for you. Or you wouldn't be here asking me this question if it was working for you. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for watching pile number 2. If you want to know more about me and you want to get personal readings, reach out to me on Instagram at omitarot, Nomitarot. This has been me reading for you. My email should also be down below, but honestly, Instagram right now is kind of like, I love the instantaneous of it. It's like, I just love seeing the message and being like, okay, great. This is who I have to respond to. This is who I have to deal with. Makes it a little bit more streamlined for me. And also, I can get straight up paid there. Can I? Should I set up a little store? I'll think about it. But yeah, definitely contact me if you want more readings like this. Like, this is a taste of how I read. Like, straight punch to the throat. No, it's just like the way that I read is just like what Spirit wants to tell you sometimes. And I tell people the hard truth a lot of the times. Like, I did not expect, I have never read something like this, you guys. You guys are a first. I have never read an energy where I was like, damn, like, you're out here Machiavelliing people. But thank you for the opportunity to read for you. And please like, comment, and subscribe. If you're the type of person who's like, I'm never going to donate to this channel, I'm never going to buy her a tarot deck, liking and subscribing is a huge help because it will just bring me people who are willing to do different kinds and to give and to show different kinds of support. Okay, liking is the least you can do for any YouTuber because it will put their videos in a higher ranking. It'll get you more views, it'll get you more people, more customers, all of that. Okay, guys, thank you so much again, and have a blessed day. All right, pile number 3. Whew. It's getting late where I'm at. I've been coughing for a while, for a couple weeks now. Okay, so you guys, I switcherooed your cards, and I got like a crazy thing happened. I picked the exact number of cards, and it's gonna be a great reading. So yeah, let's get to it. So why haven't you found love? First of all, from the Soul Journeys deck, you have peace, and I will read it to you because I don't think you can see it. I am a being of love, and I release all negative energy. This was in the reverse position. I already know what I feel from you guys. Oh, ah, sorry, I'm so excited for you. So, okay, so first of all, your deck was split into 2. This card to me usually means stop, but I'm going to take it as a splitting into 2. And then you have the other one. I'm not going to show it to you yet. This is kind of like, I would say, the future, what's going on. Oh my goodness. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Gorgeous reading. Okay. So in your past, like, this is your life story, y'all. I see maybe like so for you, right now is a time of peace, meaning you are taking a break from relationships because you feel like you needed this. I feel like you're like you're breathing and sighing so deep, pile 3, because you got away from someone or certain people. And especially I feel energy in my lower back. So I feel like that's where you're releasing all that tension for some reason. It could be that you were in a relationship with someone who made you financially work for them. Um, and this kind of has caused you to develop a sort of pain in your back. And it's a metaphysical pain, meaning it has developed from what it was like you were someone's mule, is what I get from you. Like you were someone's everything. You had to carry this person through life. And now you're like shaking because every time you think about getting with someone new, you think about that ache in your back and you're like, I just shook that donkey, that burro burden off. Like, I'm not doing it again. So you're holding on to your peace in a negative way because you believe that other people will disturb your peace. That's what I get from you. Like, you believe, like, you're like, I worked hard for this peace and not no mother bleep, bloop, bloop, blap is gonna take it. That's really what I feel from you. Like, you're just like, Mama worked hard for this. No one's gonna come and take it, right? Because in your past, again, and I was just talking right now. I wasn't even looking at the cards, but let's get into the cards. You have the three of of wands. This is virtue. Like you were always looking, you in life have always been a virtuous person. Not only just a virtuous person, but you have always been a very straightforward person. You were a hard worker. Hold on, let me get to that. Let me finish here. Um Spirit said calm the F down. No. So you were always, this is solar Venus energy, solar Aries energy, meaning a very bubbly person, a very bright person, a very like a very outgoing person, a very loving person. Um, Three of Wands, virtuous person meaning you were always doing the right thing, and this was in your childhood. You were always doing the right thing, and I get like just very warm, loving, and just like I see you just like running as a kid and laughing and just playing and having fun, and again, you were a very hard worker and you were always to you to two threes. It was always you, another person, and God. Between you and other people, you always put God there. How do I mean? Like, what I mean is, how do I mean? That's what I say. Sorry, guys. You'll get used to it. I say, how do I mean? How do I mean? I mean that, there's like such a sweetness to the way that you've always interacted with other people um, when you were young. When you were young, there was this very naive sort of energy. You were always like looking out for the good of other people. Very noble is what I'm hearing. Like you were just a very noble person always growing up. And I just see people just like running over you because you were so nice. And it's in this different way that it's not like you were like running around doing favors for people, but it was your energy. I'm getting it was an energetical niceness that you had. Like you were the perfect like naive person. Like SpongeBob kind of, you know? SpongeBob doesn't know that he's being taken advantage of because he can't even perceive a world where people would do that. Hold on, you guys. Yeah, sorry. So SpongeBob can't even conceive a world where people would take advantage of because it's not something that he thinks of. So he doesn't understand the other people's mindset. And then you grew up and you became this Queen of Cups. You were like, wait a minute now, wait a minute now. Okay. Sorry, I'm back. I'm back. Okay. So you grew up and you became the reverse Queen of Cups, meaning all this like love you had sort of for humanity, this like joy of life, this security in knowing that other people felt this same beauty and passion and compassion and empathy inside of them faded away because you kind of came, because I just think I think people didn't value and respect and reciprocate you as a person. Meaning, I was gonna say, how do I mean? Meaning, you felt like in your youth, you felt all this like, oh God, like you felt all this beauty and joy and love and wonder, and you were always just like going out into the world and like expecting that the way that you feel inside about yourself, like that love and joy and happiness, is going to be reciprocated, and you didn't have the right lesson to, and I don't know why. I'm not gonna get into the why because that would be too long of a reading. And it would be like a whole nother question. If you really want to find out, hit me up on IG, Instagram, omitarot, NOMITAROT, and talk about a personal reading, because that would be very, very deep going into someone's childhood like that, you know? Um, and extracting, what lessons they were missing. But somewhere along the line, you were a princess of cups, but you never evolved into the upright queen. So somewhere along the line, you missed the boat, you missed the lesson on sort of like, hold on, sorry, you missed the lesson on what to expect from other people emotionally. So it's like you were always giving. So the Queen of Cups in reverse is a person who's mad. It's the martyr who's angry because they felt like they gave too much. So you didn't learn that proper boundary of giving and taking. You didn't understand that your open energy has to be tempered with wisdom on who can receive it, who should receive it, who's entitled to receive it, and why. So you never got that lesson. Okay? I know I'm getting a lot into your past, but trust me, it's going to be worth it. Okay. Oh, where's my pile? Okay, here it is. Hold on, guys. Let me make sure that I have your pile nicely separated out. Good, good. It's right here. Nope, that's not it. What'd I do with it? No. Where is it? Sorry, guys. I need to look for your other cards. They're right here. Okay. And then there came a period when you entered into your sexuality, like when you began to be a asexual being, or interested in the opposite sex. And trigger warning, cover your ears for the next 10 seconds if you don't want to hear this. I feel that there was a lot of sexual abuse in your past. Okay, guys, you can uncover now. um, and if you didn't have that, what you did have is, when you went to experience sexuality with someone, the person just, it's like they never gave you what you needed emotionally. You never had what you felt you needed emotionally, or you felt very used for your body. You might be a very attractive person who felt like people were just after you for one thing. And when you went out to do this stuff, you never met someone who could match your energy. And this really, honestly, reversed 5 of Wands. This just caused you a really tough time, you guys. Let me look at this some more. Yeah, this took away your loving openness that you used to have. Okay, hold on. I'm writing some notes for myself so that I know what you guys are talking about down in the comments. Make sure you go and talk in the comments. Let's see what else. Okay. That's that on that. So that's, I'm just kind of explaining to you guys where these energies come from. So obviously, if that came up in the reading, that's saying to you that that part of your past needs to be healed so you can kind of move into this future. So I'll leave that for later because it's a lot. So Wow. Wow. I told you guys had a really good and like beautiful reading. That's why I'm just kind of like, oh my god. Let me just kind of interpret accurately. I don't want to say anything that I'm not supposed to say. So, Spirit, please come through and help me give this proper message directly channeled from you. So, given that you come from this sort of like difficult background, right? In love, in relationships, in your personhood, there's the Hermit here. Let me see. Let me pick up a Peace card again. Where it at? Where it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Okay. Okay. So the Peace card specifically talks about being a being of love. And I just read to you that that's exactly what you are. That's exactly what I feel about you as a person, as a viewer, is that deep down you were always a person of love. And it looks like you might you might feel like what you're doing is wrong in a certain sense. Like you might feel like all this time that you're taking for yourself is wrong. And pile one, I told pile one it was wrong for them to do that. But for you, pile three, I feel that it was always the right thing to do because you took a healing journey into yourself to find enlightenment. I think that the reason that all those past cards came up is because you are one of those people who's acutely you're just very aware of your traumas and where it comes from and what it is and what it ain't. Unlike a lot of people, you know exactly why you're not with somebody. Which is why I think your reading was split up into two. So I can tell you the future a little bit. Because you have some beautiful things. But I want to talk about why this was reversed first. Because you've already found peace. With this Hermit card, you've already found it. So now it's just a matter of accepting it. Like, you have to give yourself credit, pile three, for all the work that you've done. Because I see that you did a lot of work. And this pile, some of you, honestly, may have gone through a lot really horrible things. But I sense a sage. Like you are the pile, you're my sage pile. Meaning you've walked this spiritual road for a long time. Before you were ever here, you've walked for a long time. And you've come to the realization that it takes going inside of yourself, inner work, to find the other side of that tunnel, to find the light, and realizing the light is always with you. It's inside of you. It's everything. And so all you have to do now is understand that you got your peace. Like, you already made peace with your past. Now you have to make peace with your future. And that's where a lot of sages and people who are highly aware and intelligent get stuck, because they make peace with the past, but then they keep thinking that that's all there is. That life is about healing the past, and they don't think about, well, I healed it, now I can think about the future. And it makes sense because you spend years thinking about your traumas from your past, and yet the future doesn't exist for you. It's unknown on some level, but you know the past. So you can always analyze and reanalyze and go over and over. Anyways, I'm getting a little bit sidetracked there, but I just want you to say, like, the universe sees you and wants to reward you, so long as you understand that you have everything in this moment that another person coming in is not going to break your peace. Look at this. The Ace of Cups. You have an extreme abundance of love coming to you in the future. This is divine love. Look at this. Ace of Pentacles. Life. You have joy. You have stability in love. The two together. I I see you having someone that you're going to be very grateful for. Look at this. Two of Cups. Two people here. Here's the real message. You know why it goes from Ace to Two of Cups? It's an order, of course. Duh. But it's doing that because the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Discs, they exist on the 5D. Meaning our higher self knows that everything is love and everything is peace and everything is abundance and prosperity and joy and love and everything positive. Our 3D self doesn't, because it gets caught up in its own memories. And this again, you're the sage. Like, your 5D self knows what's up. I don't have to tell you. Unlike some people, when I read for them or I have to tell them about the 5D, you don't need that. You know it already. But you haven't manifested it into a carnal relationship with a person. You're going to, because that's why this is here. But I want you to understand that you have to allow your 5D reality to come out. And if you keep blocking your own peace, like if you keep putting barriers against yourself, it's not going to come out because it's not going to flow. This is why this is the last two cards we have. And it would seem kind of like weird because we haven't had much swords energy here. Again, we have a Leo energy coming out. I talked about that Leo energy for you. We have the Princess of Swords and the Valor card. So to me, that's the Seven of Wands, by the way. Valor. To me, it's like you need the bravery to face up and communicate. Let me get the message really clear. This is kind of a message about the person that's coming in. I think when this person comes in, you're going to find that they're very moral. They're a very moral person. And they're going to show you that with many words that they're going to talk to you about. And this is about you taking that virtuous person that we talked about in the beginning. It's like you finally are going to take that person. And this is evolution, you guys. This is Aries to a Leo, cardinal to a fixed sign. It's like you're going to take, when you were young, that side of you went away because you felt like it was not necessary. Now, as a grown person, it's like all that virtuousness that you had, you're going to turn it into valor, meaning you're going to defend and you're going to stick by what you believe. So I see you evolving that beautiful side of you because I see you like very angelic. That angelic side of you is going to grow strong, like really strong. And it's going to be ruled over by divinity and the divine universe and God, and all of that energy is going to make it strong, stronger than it's ever been. And it's going to be different because now you're going to be able to stand in that power. Whereas in the past, you allowed other people to come in and take that from you and take that joy from you and take that SpongeBob energy and turn you into a Squidward. But remember, SpongeBob never buckled, you know? he kept it goofy to the end. He kept it light to the end. He kept it naive to the end, you know. And he never look at me using SpongeBob as a spiritual metaphor. He never let up on being a good person. And I think you're finally you're going to evolve into a person who is convicted, who has convictions, who has convictions of what they believe and about the goodness in the world that they believe in. And then you're going to communicate that. And as soon as you start to communicate that, and communication isn't just verbal, communication is body, communication is lifestyle. You're going to live this good life again, this angelic life again. But you have to communicate it. And when you start really living it, really embodying it, you're going to meet people who reflect that back to you that you could never meet before. Okay, guys? So, why can't you find love? What? She just went on a whole tangent. You can't find love because your spirit was a little bit broken. And the part of you that believes in the goodness of yourself and in the goodness of others was diminished by negative experiences. But you took a break and you figured it out and you're ready now. So you're the pile so far of the three that I've read for, including you. You're the pile that's most ready to jump into a relationship because it just takes a little bit of tweaking for you. But so congratulations. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this. If you guys want more readings like this, like, comment, and subscribe. If you want your own personal reading like this, head on to my IG, Nomitarot, Nomitarot. My email should be put up soon. I know that I wrote it on YouTube, so there should be like some way to click it for like business inquiries. I'm new at this stuff, so I'm not really sure yet. But so thank you for your patience. And I will see you in the next reading. You guys, please liking someone's video. Like if you're like, I don't want to subscribe for whatever reason. There's people that I love who I'm not subscribed to. But if you don't want to subscribe, doing a like, which is super easy, is literally the least you can do because it's going to help me a lot. So yeah, it's the least you can do. Do the most. But if you feel like doing the least, do that. Thank you and have a beautiful, blessed day. All right, here we go. Pile number 4. I'm very, very sleepy. But pile number 4. Here we go. You got 2 cards and a bonus card. Did I save the best for last? We'll find out. Am I very sleepy now? Yes. Is it very quiet and late? Yes. Should I be talking this loud? We'll find out. All right. The death card. Death. I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. In reverse. So how much are you really learning it? And guess what? Growth. This was the one I pulled first, and then I pulled another one for you guys that I hadn't seen, but I knew. Growth. Oh wait, I did see it. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. Okay. There's some shamanic forces at work here. Death and growth. Death in reverse means I'm going to take it very literally and just say like you really need to expand your awareness on death and endings. And we're going to get into the reading. I have a feeling what it's going to be about. Let me tell you that feeling. So I have a feeling this is the reason that you haven't found love, pile number 4. is because you haven't accepted that love is sometimes, how you say, it doesn't always last forever. There's the kicker. There's the kicker about love. Oh God, oh God, oh God. And right away, here it is. Reverse 10 of discs. I've never read it like this, but this is exactly what I thought when it came up, so I'm going to read it to you. For you, love has always been something that has to be stable. It has to be the best. It has to be the best love I've ever had. It can never, never, ever, ever, ever be less than ideal. You kind of have like a white pickety fence type of ideal of love. And you expect the other person, Six of Cups, to always give to you, to always fulfill you, to always make you happy. You put a lot of pressure on your partners. And the reason that this is not an Ace of Cups or like a Two of Cups or a 10 of Cups is because the way that you're looking at love, I'm sorry, Pile 4, we gotta keep it real on this channel, is a little bit immature. If you guys think about the traditional like Rider-Waite depiction of this, it's an older person giving to a younger person. And I feel from you that you always want to be the younger person. Mhm. 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 And the energy gets mirrored again of you wanting things to last forever. Taurus energy. That was Scorpio energy, fixed signs. This is where you're at. This is where you want to be. This is where you're at. You're at the 6. Because you refuse to allow changes. You know, this Scorpio, so these are opposites, by the way. Scorpio, Taurus. Scorpio, Taurus. Life and death. When they're not balanced, stagnation. And you're in the Taurus energy of life. And your Scorpio energy is reversed. Because you don't understand that love can't always give you everything. Can't always be pleasure. Can't always be fun. Empress. Prince of Swords. 8 of Swords. You're a very Venusian person. A very feminine person. And you embody love for people, is what I'm hearing. Like, people come to you and they're like, oh my God, like, he or she or they is so sensual and knows what they're talking about when it comes to love. I feel like people fawn over you. Like, people fall at your feet at first. At first. And then another side of you comes out. Gemini energy. And the side that comes out, she's a little demanding, or he's a little demanding and critical. Because you believe in the commitment. Honey. Honey. Look at this. Hierophant and the Lover's card. You want that forever, ever marriage. What's going on with you guys? I need more cards for you. It's had a lot of major arcana too. I don't always have to think this much or like receive this much energy. Oh, pile four. Oh, pile four. Oh, pile four. Heavy earth energy. Heavy earth energy. So I feel that for you, it's like life has gifted you in the love department. All the positive cards are here. 10 of Cups, 10 of Discs, Empress, Hierophant, the Lover's card. The only thing I was missing was the Ace of Cups because I was in someone else's reading. They're all here. And yet there's all these also lower vibrational energies. Oh. Oh, okay. Here's another one. Here's another reading. 2 readings in one. So, there's a part of you that is very caught up in finances. And life has gifted you at this moment a perfect partner for you that you think is perfect in one ways, except that they don't have as much money as you want them to. And it's like you're trying to make peace with it. But the more you, oh God, like, how can I explain? Mm. Mm, mm, mm. You're in the process, forget it. You're in the process, forget that last thing I said. That's for someone whoever picked it up, that's for you. You're in the process of learning Ace of Cups and Ace of Pentacles energy because you're not ready to take it there yet. Those are the divine elements. You feel that you have to keep it a little lower vibrational, like you're like 90% there is the thing about you, Pile 4. You are 90% close to having the person that you want. I feel like you have a lot of people in your life who are like, I want to marry you, I want to be with you, I love you, let's do this, let's be forever, boyfriend and girlfriend forever, whatever and whatever. But your soul hasn't received that final calling because you haven't learned the truth of the universe, even though you're very much enjoying all these people in this love. Like there's intense love, intense commitment here. It's like you have soulmates coming at you left and right. But you haven't accepted the ultimate truth, which is that life goes in cycles. And I feel like for you, it's very, very, very simple. Like, it's not as dramatic as some of the other piles. Like, literally, all you have to do, because you have the people coming in. Like, I wish I had this reading. You know, shit, mine is all 3 of Swords, 10 of Swords. Oh, third party situations. I wish I had this type of energy in my love. But you have to understand that, oh God, I get very like royal energy from you, just like You've always had the good life. So, and that's helped you to continue attracting the good life, because it's like you have no doubts. I feel, pile 4, like you're like, yep, everybody loves me. Why wouldn't they? Of course people want to commit to me. Why wouldn't they? Of course I have a soulmate and a twin flame. Why wouldn't I? It's a life of leisure that I'm seeing here. Just like a complete life of leisure. And yet, you know, you're asking this question for a reason, because you don't feel that you've found true love. Let me clarify this. This reading is crazy. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, but I didn't know if that was like an appropriate thing to say. I was gonna tell you, go and get your heart broken. Literally rush into depression and rush into sadness and like chaos. Why? Because when things are too perfect, it keeps you from growing. This is a heavy Scorpio Taurus conflict in your life, death and life. The Taurus would like it to be so that life never ends. That's why Tauruses hold on to things so tightly. Scorpios do too in a different way, but Tauruses don't ever want to see something die. Whereas Scorpios tend to feel very comfortable with death. They even like it, they laugh at it. Some of them have weird attractions to it. And they kind of take pleasure in like the decay of things. Scorpio would a Taurus would not like to see that. And it's like you need to go and see things die in a metaphysical sense. You know, I don't think you should do it in a physical way, but and again, those two opposite energies, like Taurus is all about like the good life, the pleasure, the material luxuries, whereas Scorpios have an innate understanding that life is suffering and life can be pain, and that sometimes love comes with pain. And so it's like a weird reading, because it's like you're telling someone perfect to go and mess up their life, is what I'm kind of feel like I'm hearing myself say. But that's exactly what you have to do, because right now as it stands, you're out of balance with the universe, because you feel like you can control it, because everything's been so good. It feels like this is going to keep going. And your soul evolution, your soul is yearning to experience something more complicated, because life has to have death, and to have death, you have to have life. To have happiness, you have to have sorrow. Pile number 4. So the reason you so what I want to triple clarify for you is like, I feel like you are partnered, unlike the other piles. I feel, one, that you're partnered, but two, that this appears to be a perfect relationship, and that's what bothers you about it. Even though you never thought that this would bother you. It's like, when people say like, but he's too good, or she's too good, she's too perfect. What do they mean is like, that person doesn't display any depth. And I feel like you're looking for depth. So the reason that you don't feel in love with your partner is you're looking for depth. But you can't find it in this person. You have to find it in yourself, pile 4. The depth that you're looking for, the depth that you're looking to experience is inside of you. You have to go out and grow like this. Your partner can't do it for you. When you go out into life and you see what it's like to be lonely, to lose people, to have a hard life, to have a sad life. My other piles are people working through immense challenges in life. And here we have the pile of someone who's been in nothing but lightness. And so it's hard, because I wouldn't want someone to go through what my other pals are going through. I wouldn't want people to go through what I've gone through in life, but I understand the power in it. There's power. If you can control it, if you can manipulate it, if you can overcome it, a life of hardship brings power. Now, I don't want to tell you to go out and struggle because it's not in you. You're the empress. You're like the princess type. Whether you're male or female or they or whatever, you're a princess type. This is what you came on this planet to do. But it's time to become a queen, is what I'm hearing. Or a king is what I'm hearing. Life is about more than just pleasure. Your partner could get sick. Your partner could lose their money. Your partner can become a bald man. They could get fat. And you're not prepared to face that, pile number 4. That's why you don't feel the depth of love for your partner that you should. Because you're not prepared to face life outside of the palace walls. Okay, let's get some advice on that. Yeah, you have to learn that life is an uncontrollable journey. And you have to appreciate that you've been dealt a good hand. I was like, I hope the sorrow card doesn't come out, because I was going to say it. And, now I said it, but before I said it, I was like, oh, Lord, I hope it doesn't come out because I don't want to really go into it and say it. So here we have sorrow. Go out and experience sorrow. Go out and experience what it's like to not get everything that you want. It's a weird lesson, pile number 4. Sometimes spirit takes me on a journey. Yeah, you have the Emperor reverse, you have the Magus reverse. So it's like experience. Where's the Magus? So it's like experience things failing for you, so that you can come back with that knowledge and say, I'm ready to be peaceful and happy. Because the reason that your energy has avoided all of these people, all of these situations where you might see sadness or sickness or things, it's not because you want to live in a fairy tale land. The reason you've avoided all those things is because you fear that if you experience the other, like the darker side of life, you fear that you won't be able to love this person. Like you won't be able to Ace of Cups them. You could 2 of Cups them. You can even 10 of Cups them. But can you Ace of Cups them? Can you love them from divinity? Can you love them without the trappings of human life? Can you love them in the 5D? And that's what you fear. You fear that if I see weakness, if I see human frailty, if I see death, if I see disease, if I see my husband or my wife scratching their butt, farting on the sofa, then my dream will be shattered and my love won't be able to go any further than that. I can't take it further than that because I can't love. Because here's the message before I'm done, because I'm sleepy. before, if your partner becomes human, if your partner stops being perfect, then that means that they are mortal. You like you idolize your partner, pile 4. Like I said, you have a beautiful, like you can weave a dream for people. You can be the perfect husband or wife, the perfect girlfriend or boyfriend, because you paint a beautiful picture for people. Very strong Venusian energy. You come in and you put drapes on the walls and candles and drapes on the walls, tapestries on the walls, art on the walls, candles. You light the candles. You choose the best music to listen to when you're together. You're just so romantically beautiful. You might be very physically attractive, and thus, further even, like, have even more power over people in the romance aisle. And so you fear that if that goes away, my partner's human. If my partner's human, that means they're prone to mistakes. And it means that one day this person too will pass away. And so the universe is saying you need to experience a little bit of more of the dark side of life before. I've never given a reading like this. I'm sorry if this is like crazy and out there and wild, but I gotta say what spirit tells me. Um, I've never given a reading this telling someone like go out there and suffer. It's not so much that, but it's like go out there and see that death is not the end. It's not scary. It's not. It. It's. It doesn't. It doesn't stop us from living life. We live every day knowing that we're gonna die. Pile number 4. Every day that you wake up is another chance for you to die. Whether you admit it, whether you pay attention to it, whether you live in it, is different. So, however, you're going to choose to experience this cycle of life, because life and death are cycles. However, you choose to experience this, there's millions of ways that you could go about this. Just make sure that you pick what resonates with you. Like, some people go out and I don't know. I've always been very aware of death, so I'm not sure, how you would go about it, but there's ways, even just meditating on the idea of what it means to die, even just taking chances on things that aren't perfect, that might not work, taking a little bit more risk in life, and putting yourself back into the flow of the cycle. Things begin, things end, things begin, things end. Um, that will help you find the love that you've been missing, that you really, really want. Okay. All right, pile 4. I know that was a bizarre reading, but Spirit tells you what Spirit tells you. When Spirit tells you what it tells you, you have to say it. Thank you so much for sticking around to hear that, and I hope you have a blessed day. If you want another reading from me, make sure to subscribe. And if you want to help me out, like I told another pile, like not everybody is in a position to donate, not everybody wants to give their money away to YouTubers, but a really good and cheap and easy way is to like and subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe, you absolutely have to like. It's like it's energetical exchange. It really helps me gain more viewers who will be willing to donate or capable of donating, and who will help the channel grow more and more. Thank you so much. If you want to reach out to me, go on Nomitarot, Nomitarot on Instagram, and I will have my email and information linked down below also. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know I look so sleepy, guys. Like I've been awake for so long. Thank you so much for watching. Have a blessed day.